All right. I think I'm live. I'm not sure. Hope so. Looks like I'm counting down or counting up or something. I think I'm live somewhere. Thank you for joining. Katie Scherer, founder and lead creative of Big Picture Strategies. So, I was pondering kind of a metaphor today, and my husband is in the other room, and I challenged him to not laugh as I take you through my metaphor for today. I have a Pomeranian. Actually, I have two Pomeranians. One is kind of a bigger Pomeranian, and the other one is a tiny little thing. She's less than 5 pounds, like she might be 5 pounds. And I'll tell you, that dog has a big presence, a big voice. We often joke that she thinks she's bigger than she is, of course. Definitely fantastic alarm clock and, house alarm, everything alarm. And so I started to equate your brand, or I should say a brand, with a little Pomeranian. So why is it, or it could be that you have another pet that has a similar presence in your life. Maybe it's not so loud, but maybe it requires a lot more care or something. And this little thing, you love it. It's part of your family. It's doing its job. It doesn't have to do anything but love you and be around. But going back to my little Pomeranian, you can kind of get complacent with her sometimes and kind of lose track of where she is around the house. And no matter what, she's going to be getting into something. And so I thought to myself, if you're not really watching what's going on with your brand, it's still out there. It might be getting into something it shouldn't. It might be making a lot of noise. It might be, not representing you the way you want to represent your brand. And so, like a Pomeranian, sometimes, or like any pet, sometimes your brand needs a little bit of a check-in. Is your brand hanging out there? You kind of relaunched all your assets and got a good strategy going kind of last year, and you haven't super checked in on, maybe how things are going, but check in on your brand. Check in on how your brand is being perceived right now in today's world on a regular, ongoing basis. We talk a lot about how your brand needs to be responsive to your customers, to the needs, in the culture around us. I mean, on social media, in every way. Today's brands just have to be responsive and interactive. And if you're not doing that, your brand might be out there kind of being adorable, but maybe kind of lost in the shuffle. Maybe not touching base as close to home as it should be. Maybe it's getting into the garbage. Maybe you accidentally waded into a controversial issue because you weren't proactive in establishing, a presence or a voice or any sort of execution strategy through that time. You need to kind of equate your everyday life, your everyday business world with your brand on an ongoing basis. You can't just let it run around in the backyard. It's going to run away. You're going to have to run after it. It's going to be such a pain. Obviously you take good care of it. You make the investment in your brand. It looks beautiful. You feed it and take good care of it. This little brand is, or, this brand is exactly what it should be. But maybe it needs to be brushed out a little bit. Maybe it needs to be shaped up a little bit. Maybe it's not as clear today as you thought it was a year ago. Maybe your business strategies have evolved, over the past year. Going back to that, I rebranded a year ago. I'm good. See how your brand is faring up against those strategies and how they've been executed. So my Pomeranian is happiest when she's sitting on my lap, of course, or running errands with me or hanging out with her family. And your brand is going to thrive if it's incorporated as part of your everyday, ongoing nurturing and development. Now, is this completely out of your realm of thinking for where you are in your business? Maybe, but if it is, then give this pause and maybe rewatch it and rewatch some of my last stuff, because we're making this easy for you. It's important for you to know and to take measure to build your brand from the ground up. So if you're new to all this stuff, good, stay here. If you have a brand that you've had it for a long time and you're totally happy with, good, stay here. I want to explore with you how to use a well-established, well-rooted brand for ongoing impact. That is exciting. That's a great trajectory. Anywhere in between, my course is for you. Check out the links below. Send me a note if you have any questions. I'm always available to answer them. Thank you to all who have reached out. Talk to you next week. Bye.